Is physical reality contingent? In this video, we show that physical reality is contingent, and discuss why. Physical reality is the totality of things composed of physical stuff: matter, energy, space, time. An object, or event, is contingent if its existence depends on something outside of itself. E.g., your existence is contingent on the prior existence of your parents. Only an ontologically self-sufficient entity is not contingent. An ontologically self-sufficient entity does not depend on anything outside of itself for its existence. All other objects and entities are contingent. In previous videos, we established that an ontologically self-sufficient entity must have the following characteristics. A. It cannot be constantly dynamic. B. It cannot necessarily exist in time. C. It has to be able to switch from timeless to time states. D. Its action must be internally initiated or chosen. E. It must be a volitional cause. In the rest of this video, we show that matter, energy, space, time, everything that is classified as physical, violate various combinations of the requirements listed above. Therefore, physical reality, matter, energy, space, time, cannot be ontologically self-sufficient, and therefore, physical reality is contingent. 1. Matter is always dynamic, due to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Therefore, matter, by its very nature, has to exist in time. So, matter violates the requirements for an ontologically self-sufficient entity. A. It is constantly dynamic. B. It necessarily exists in time. C. It cannot switch between timeless and timed states. D. Its action is not internally chosen. E. It is not volitional. Therefore, matter is not ontologically self-sufficient. And so, matter is contingent. 2. Energy is always dynamic, due to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Therefore, energy, by its very nature, has to exist in time. Energy can exist in the form of photons. Photons have to travel at the speed of light. So, they exist in time. A moving object has kinetic energy. The moving object is dynamic and has to exist in time. A material object, e.g., a particle, or a charged particle, has potential energy in a field. The matter in that object is dynamic. And so is the field. A particle is effectively a condensed packet of energy. In string theory, particles are viewed as vibrating strings. These are dynamic, and therefore, have to exist in time. In field theories, particles are viewed as excitations, waves or ripples in the fields. These are dynamic, and so, have to exist in time. Therefore, all forms of energy are dynamic, and exist in time. So, energy violates the requirements for an ontologically self-sufficient entity. A. It is constantly dynamic. B. It necessarily exists in time. C. It cannot switch between timeless and timed states. D. Its action is not internally chosen. E. It is not volitional. Therefore, energy is not ontologically self-sufficient. And so, energy is contingent. 3. Space is dynamic due to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Space is not static, but has particles popping into and out of existence for very short periods of time. In addition, space is expanding or contracting, in the absence of infinite fine-tuning. So, space is dynamic, and exists in time. So, space violates the requirements for an ontologically self-sufficient entity. A. It is constantly dynamic. B. It necessarily exists in time. C. It cannot switch between timeless and timed states. D. Its action is not internally chosen. E. It is not volitional. Therefore, space is not ontologically self-sufficient. And so, space is contingent. 4. Time is dynamic as well. So, time violates the requirements for an ontologically self-sufficient entity. A. It is constantly dynamic. B. It necessarily exists as time. C. It cannot switch between timeless and timed states. D. Its action is not internally chosen. E. It is not volitional. Therefore, time is not ontologically self-sufficient. And so, time is contingent. 5. So, matter, energy, space are all dynamic. Therefore, they have to exist in time. And time itself is dynamic. So, matter, energy, space-time are not ontologically self-sufficient. And therefore, all of them are contingent. 6. Physical reality is the totality of things that are composed of matter, energy, space-time, and that exist in time. Since matter, energy, space-time are not ontologically self-sufficient, physical reality is not ontologically self-sufficient. And so, physical reality is contingent. Conclusion. Physical reality is contingent. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And watch other videos on our channel.